SRSs, student response systems. How am I supposed to use them? There's some different ways you can use them. The SRS is basically what you got in your hand. Only I've got the teacher remote. There is one teacher remote. There are 30 remotes in each box.
And we have 5.
And we have 5 boxes. So basically, kind of one per grade level if we need to, or someone else's. Here, Barb, you need a remote. No, there's not. Kindergarten.
I know.
First, second, third, fourth. I don't know where you learned to count, but Halston. Thanks for being late to my
Oh, I had
program. Whatever.
Came in.
Whatever. Anyways, and basically what it is as you can see, you've got a bunch of letters. You got yes, no, true, false. So you can do it in different ways, and we'll show you how you do it different ways. And however they use, you can use them for quizzes. You can do them for short, quick assessments. You can do them for games. You can kind of do all kinds of things with them. So basically the basics, you can use the software that came with the SRS to make and plan your lesson. We don't have the software on these computers yet. I'm trying to get Brian to put the software on every teacher computer so that the software is there, and all you got to do is plug in. If you see up here at the top, this is a sensor. Plugs into your computer, comes in the box. Okay, if the software is already downloaded, when you plug this in, it works automatically. You don't have to do anything else.
So we will have software?
I'm trying to get Brian to put the software on all the computers. If not, I will be coming around with a CD and installing all the
What do you mean by plug it in? So we can like turn out
USB.
And is it infrared?
If
So you don't
it is infrared, I've got an extra. I've got the cable. This is for that.
That's in the box.
That's in the longer cable's not in the box. I'm gonna try to get one for each box. But yeah, this just is it can almost, I'm not really sure, haven't tried it. It can almost sit on your desk. Or table, or
Chair.
you put it on your chair, just make sure you don't sit and fart on it. Okay, so it goes, you can put it in front of your room, however you want to do it.
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
Oh no.
Just voice in this. Alright, so it comes with software, and I'll show you some of the software that comes with it and how you can use it. You can make 4 types of questions. You can do true, false, yes, no, multiple choice up to J, so A through J, and you can do numbers 1 through 10. We're going to try it. Actually, we're not going to try it. Let's try it, but
Wait, I like that question.
don't go with this question. We're going to get out of the show. And here is the software. It's called Beyond Question, obviously. And what we're going to do first is we're going to...
How does it know? How does it know?
Where'd all my... Something didn't save and all of my slides are gone. Yay! Hold on.
Would you like a minute?
Give me 30 seconds here
Shall we
too.
go get a little treat or something?
Nope. You give me 30 seconds. I'm not like other people in this room that don't know how to use a computer.
I did.
I think some people know how to turn it on and look at the internet, and that's about it.
Are those the brownie bites? Oh, I think they're good too. Are they down there?
Okay. All right. Well, I screwed up, and the rest of my slides aren't on there, so that we can proceed without the slides. Okay. I can proceed without the slides because I don't really need them. Basically, what I did beforehand, you can do this 2 ways. You can either go and come over here on the side when you're at roster and type in individually every person's name. Last name, first name, ID. Your ID is just your grade and where you are in that grade alphabetically. So Bart Bauman is 1-1. First grade, first person with alphabetical order. I just did that. And right now it says she has remote 5. Barb, turn over your remote. What remote do you have? 13. She doesn't have a remote 5 because nobody took out 1 through whatever. So what I went ahead and did is you can go through and do Microsoft Excel file. And Microsoft Excel file, and I have the directions. It has, if you ever get to a place, underneath the help guide is the user's guide. It's 149 pages that I did not feel like printing out for you. But it's there in PDF form if you're working on something and you come up and you forget how to do something and I'm not here or I'm busy, there's a user guide. Or I just don't feel like talking to you, there's a user's guide. Okay. So you can go individually. You can make notes about the student. You know, this person is an IEP. This person, you know, does this, blah, blah, blah. Or you can make an Excel file. And with your Excel file, you have to save it. BQ classes. This is the Excel file I made. I went through, took some of my time. Last name goes in the first column, first name, and then this is your student ID. Okay. Then when you save it, you gotta save as. Now when you save it, you gotta save it as a CSV, a comma deleted. It's comma separated value is what CSV stands for. So you can save it as a CSV, and then that way you can import it then. And what you would do is you would go, when you're in here, you could go to open, and I just happen to have the classes, and there's my in-service elementary Excel file, my CSV file. I clicked on that, and it brought all the names and all the, we can go to Jamie, she's 3-2, okay? She's 3rd grade, second person. So this is where you can put your kid's student ID numbers, whatever that 6-digit number is. Or you can leave it blank if you don't need it.
And what if we have 4 different sections?
Well, you can,
files?
yeah, you can do 4 different classes. I mean, you can do as many classes, and you can keep the same lesson up and switch between classes. You don't have to, like, when you pull the class up, you don't pull the lesson up. You just pull that class up.
So what you saved on your Excel file is imported now into that?
Yes.
Do we have
I
to
did that.
download this first? Yes.
Yeah, I've got to come around. It comes with a disk, and I'm trying to get, Brian's got one disk, and I was trying to get him to put it on the server, so next time, or put it in a run-on in your login script, so next time you shut off and logged on to your computer, it would automatically install, but he hasn't done that yet. And if he doesn't do it within the next week, then I will be coming around, or not over spring break, but the week after that, I will be coming around and going ahead and putting it on your, because you can go ahead and make the lessons way ahead of time. Okay.
For the class roster that you put in your Excel, so what are we putting in there? We're putting their name,
You put
the
your
ID
name.
number, and the remote that they're going to have?
You don't put the remote. The remote, it automatically will assign the remote. I just put the 20 elementary teachers' names in here, and it didn't randomly, as I put it in, I put it in by grade level, so kindergarten, 1st grade. It went ahead and rearranged it by alphabetical order. That's why Barb's first. She's the first teacher on every list here. Okay, and so forth. But if you look, Cindy Herman was the first kindergarten teacher, then it was Jessica Kopp, and then 3rd was Carrie. So it just randomly put a number in for it. When I put it in there, it just said, okay, as your list, you had them listed 1 through 20. And I'll show you how to fix that.
But I'm just talking just on the Excel sheet.
Just on the Excel sheet,
You put their name.
this is what I put on the Excel sheet.
So can we put their ID in there?
You can
And
put-
it'll add in there?
Yeah, you put your, if you have their 6-digit ID number, you put it in the 3rd column. So the 1st column is last name, 2nd column is first name, 3rd column is their ID number.
Is there a have to have an ID number?
You don't have to have an
So
ID
just
number.
name.
Just name. You can leave that blank, and it'll just leave it blank on the, when you import it. So you see how I have it, K1, 2, 3, 4. I know Watts is out of thing. I just left her as Kubasakis' class just to keep the order kind of.
Could you just spell it?
Yeah. No, I had the the phone list next to me, so I thought everything. But so when I imported it, it came in like this, and it gave from my list that I had 1 through 20. It assigned them a remote. Now you can either assign your remote ahead of time. So like Mark Armstrong always has number 1 in your class because A is first year. So he would know if you look on the back of your thing, they have numbers on. Okay? So Mark would know that he needs to get the number 1 remote every time he comes into class. Or you can do what we're going to do right now, and they can come in and randomly grab remotes, and you come up here to class, and you go assign numbers, and now Barb Bauman, and Barb Bauman is going to hit yes, I believe it is. I believe it's A. Okay, so now Barb Bauman is number 13. Kathy's not in here.
We're just checking in.
Yeah, we're just checking in.
It's just like attendance.
Kathy's not in here, so with the remote, I'm going to go to the next one. There's Ashley Iyer. And you click A. Okay, Teresa Glander. Click A. Jamie Gosnell. Sarah Alstein. Cindy Herman's not in here. So with the teacher remote, I'm hitting the arrow button and skipping. Top's not in here.
They
Brooks
can't
in
push
here.
it until they're up there.
They can't push it until the name goes up there. So Carrie's not up here. Jessica's up here. Becky's not in here. Amy's not in here. Krista. Kendra, Mindy, Gloria, Julie. Brian's in here. Kelly's in here. Okay. And Kelly's the end. So.
And so we have to do that every time we use it?
You don't have to, but if you don't want to assign the student a number, you can go through and do that.
Or they'll fight over a certain number.
Yeah. Okay, so.
How many are these?
There's 30. Okay, so then we come back and now, look, Barb Bauman is now changed to those remotes. Now, if I wanted to, I could go through and I can go back up here to class and I can mark as absent. Kathy Deaton is absent. Go mark her as absent. Cindy Herman absent. Jessica Kopp absent. Okay. So I can mark them as absent or I can mark them as here. Okay, so you can mark as present or you can mark, so Barb's here, Ashley's here, Teresa's here. But you know who's here because their remotes have changed. Or you can assign them a remote and you know that they have signed in. Okay, so I've got 11 people here today. Now you can also kind of put in what desks they're in. I haven't played with this too much just because I've not really felt like playing with it yet.
Why does that matter?
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It matters if you don't want, I mean, it matters other things. So now here we go with the lessons. You click on lesson, okay, and you have different types of questions. I put the 4 different types of questions in here, okay. Now, what I'm going to do is on my remote, there's a thing at the top that says, you can't, because we're not on the answer question. We're not on the answer page yet. But there's on the top of the teacher remote remote's blue on the back, by the way, there's a thing that says accept answers. You can click that, and I don't care how many times the kids are going like this, it won't take the answer. So for you people that are, you can, no, I'll tell you. Basically what we do for a lesson is if you want a new lesson, you name it, you can save it. This one I saved as the elementary in-service. You come up with questions, okay? So the first question you type, how do you think you use this in your class? And I came up with 4. 4 reasons. And what you do is, over here at type, you go to type, and you can go, okay, I want an A to B, A to C, A to D, A to E, A to F, A to G, A to H. Sit down, Johnson. Stay in your seat. A to J, true, false, yes, no, 1 through 2, or 1 through 10. Or if you want it just to be your directions page, like if you say, this page I want to be just directions, to answer the next questions, you can put the directions page and it won't think of it as a question.
But you have to select that for each individual question.
Yes, each individual question. And then you select what you think the correct answer is, and I put B even though I know you guys think it's going to be C. And then if you want to, you can put how many points it's worth. Okay? And you do that, and then you add the question, and then you add another question. So if I came down here at the bottom, 3 times 2, I wanted to add a question. See how it came up blank? Okay, I want to add a question. Well, this question is...
Oh my
Why is Johnson not on the list? Now, we can decide. Is it a true, false, yes, no, A to B question? Let's make it an A-B question. I'm going to make it an A-B question here. And I'm going to come down here, and my choices are A, because we don't care about... God, my fingers are too big today. About art. And B, she is too short to see. Okay, so yes, I typed in the A and B. And then, so you only get a choice, because you said it was going to be a type A and B answer, or type A and B question, you only get the choice of A or B. So let's say it's A. Okay, so now Johnson's not here. She decides to show up. You get a new first person today here, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to erase some, let's see. I'm going to add a student. I come here, and I'm going to go Johnson. And I am going to go, is yours with an H or not with an H? Johnson. With an H?
Oh, yes.
Risa. And we're going to say she's A1. She's the only art teacher. Okay. So, all right. Well, I screwed her up, but I don't really care if I screwed her up. She's not here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and let's go back to assign numbers. We're going to go through. Everybody else has got their numbers.
I have a question. If we
Yeah.
create a lesson on there, do we all have our own login name, or is everyone going to be able to see your lesson?
No.
Is it an icon on our desktop?
It'll be an icon on your desktop.
Okay. And then would we just save?
Yeah.
We can save stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And no one else
What it
can
will
see
do, yeah, no one else can see it. What it will do is,
yeah, but
um,
we're sharing the software, so it's sharing because we don't have like a login.
yeah, it's not an online thing. It's not.
So we wouldn't be able to save to like a T or an L drive.
You can save to your T drive.
What
Yeah.
about L? Like Kendra and I shared.
Yeah, you can save it to your L drive.
So we'd be able to use.
Yep.
And this is the software that you're doing on this thing?
Yes. So. Well, that's. What's that? Oh, your L drive. Come on. Try and get it to change. Johnson asked me to.
This tracks, it has the interface.
Yeah, I'll show you that here in a second. So if I get past it. There we go. That's up. All right. So, all right, back to the lesson. Now, you can do this, and you can put these in here.
Does it have to be written like that?
What?
The A part?
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to put your question, and then you've got to put your type of question, and then you got to put your answer choices. Obviously.
I realized that I was just.
I know. It's all right. You can write, I mean, it depends on the type of question it is.
Like, do you also have?
If it's a true false question,
Do you have the period? Does it matter about that?
no.
Okay.
No. This can be whatever. Because basically what you're saying is it's going to be an A to B question, but it doesn't matter what it says here. You say that the correct answer is A, so you're hoping that they press A on the remote. That's how it knows if they got it right or not. So then you got your answers. Now look, because Miss Holstein already tried to click in C before I could do anything, she screwed everybody up. So,
We didn't call someone after the fact.
but you can look at the answers that they chose. Now, you can't, when I would do this after the kids, have done this stuff, because that way, but you go over to remotes. Now this is what comes up. And obviously, see, we've got 1 through 21. Not all 21 of those are here today, but we got 1 through 21. I've got it to where you can't accept answers yet. But if you normally start at the beginning. So this is what will come up in class, okay? I'll tell you in a minute,
Oh, come on. I already did.
okay? You can't, it's not,
I just won it.
I know, but it's not accepting answers. It should be accepting answers. Now it's not, now it's accepting answers. Okay, so go ahead and put in your choice.
I can't even read them.
How do you think you use this class? A as a dust collector, B as an informal assessment tool, B something more to drive Brad nuts, or D as a formal assessment tool?
You can tell who's answered it. and
Yeah.
who's-
See
not
who?
what their
You can
answer
tell what
is.
you can't tell what their answers are yet, but you can tell. Now, with your teacher remote, there's a change screen at the top. Okay? There's on the teacher remote. What you can do while you're doing this is say you walk around, all right, everybody's answered. All of those other people who aren't here, I know that. I'm going to change screen,
Steps in.
and 8 people in the class answered B. 2 people answered A. 1 person answered C.
I didn't.
Okay.
Who else was
So-
A? Because I was too.
So, we can look at that, and you can go, okay, so why do you think 2 people answered A? Or why do you think that 8 people answered B? Almost kind of like, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire question, poll the audience type thing. Are those 8 people right? Or is that person who answered C, are they right? So you can kind of go back and through, and then you change screen. The only 2 screens you can change through with the remote is A and B, or is rosters and graph. Okay, so we got the first question answered. I'm going to click the accept answer button. It goes gray. I'm going to go to the next question. Okay, I want you to think about this for 30 seconds. You can't put in your answers yet, as you can see, because I'm not accepting the answers. Is this something that will be beneficial for you? Yes or no? I hit the accept answers. You guys may go ahead and answer
And they don't
now.
have to be pointed towards them, right?
Why did one
No,
just?
they
We
just-
can
you just go.
change it. I keep pushing
Yeah, you can change your answer as long as I.
Oh.
Oh,
Which I don't know, is that great?
You're gonna keep, yeah.
Well, you
I
just.
would tell them that.
You just tell them you got. That's why you can. That's why you put. I can take the. It's why you take the accept answers where they can't just sit there and go to it. You can just say, all right, you've thought about it. You have 5 seconds to put in your answer, and then you can click that again, and it's taking you no longer can change your answer. You got 5 seconds to put your answer in. Okay, so now I'm going to change screen, and everybody answered yes. Why do you think everybody answered yes? Okay, so I can go back. All right, we all answered yes. All right, I'm still not accepting questions. True or false? The world revolves around me. Brad. True or false? Accept answers. Okay.
Where's your?
15, 20, and 21 have not answered yet. Johnson, you haven't answered yet.
I'm number 7.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Sorry. It's 21. Anybody 21? No,
It did take
21's
me
pulled
long
out.
to
Never
answer
mind.
that question.
21's pulled out. All right, so we go to, and everybody says false.
Can you change type of graph?
No, it's always going to be a bar graph.
In that time.
All right, so we go back. All right, I'm not not accepting answers anymore. And I go to question 4. What is 3 times 2? Alright, you guys thought about it? 5 seconds to answer.
Oh, these numbers are gonna confuse me.
Yeah, I almost said numbers below the
The
letter.
number below the letter. I mean, it takes a little training to go through.
Now, if you had like, if the answer was 105,
I don't know because you can only go 1 through 10. That's why if you want something that big, you could almost do like an OAA type problem where you give them the choices, A, B, C, D. You know, take the time to work it out. Okay. Now, if I want to, and I've got, you know, a couple people that haven't answered it yet, that answered other questions, I can always walk back up here, go to answers, and see, okay, well, everybody's answered everything. Now, the correct answer, if you look, the correct answer will not be highlighted. See how the correct answer on those are not highlighted. The incorrect answer is highlighted. Okay? And right here is what your answer should have been. Answer B, answer yes, answer true, answer 6, and we haven't got to the last question yet. Okay? So your answer should be 6. So we're back to remotes. We look at the graphs. 7 of you said 6. 1 person said 9 because obviously the 6 is right above the I, and you don't know which letter to put. And 2 people said 5.
We added.
Because you added instead of multiplied. That's fine. But, so, then you go back, and we go to the last question. Why is Johnson not on the list? Because we don't care about R, or she's too short to C.
That's true. Can you answer a letter that's not?
I don't think so. You can try,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't think it'll let you. It's got to be one of those 2 answers. Because you've already stated that this is an A-B question. There's no right answer. Now, here's the thing with your remote, with the teacher remote. Let's go ahead and I want to press C. So now it has changed it to an AC. So somebody push C for me. See if it works. See how it's changed your answer? What I have done is I've now changed to where with the remote, as I go, I can change what type of question it is. I can change it to a true-false question. I can change it to an yes-no question as I go. I don't like this question. I don't like the 2. Maybe you get in some type of argument with your students. Maybe you've typed something in wrong. Or if it's social studies or science, you've worded something the wrong way. And one of your students catches it. Or you purposely worded the wrong way. Or you purposely put both of them so close together that you can't. They have a problem choosing, you don't like it, I can hit, I want it to be C, and run over to the computer, type out a C option, and you've already changed it to a C. Alright? So that's one way you can do a quiz. Second way you can do a quiz is, I'm going to go back to lesson, and I'm going to go to open, and what you're going to have, and what I did, when I install this, on your computer. We don't need that anymore. When I install it on your computer, you're going to have this beyond question on your desktop. It will lead to something. It will lead to your. It'll save things in your not my documents. It has its own folder on your hard drive, on your C drive. So what I did, it has its own folder. Somewhere, I can't remember what it's under. Has its own folder. What I did was, when I went to it and I went to open, I went to save. Now, we can go through and you can save this lesson. And when you save this lesson, it's going to save all the answers. Okay, so you can save this lesson. Because now it's saving it as a BQA file, which is beyond question answers. All right, so you've done this with your class. You've got the next class coming in. You save the answers. Now I can go back and analyze
Who answered?
who answered what. and so forth. So I'm going to do elementary in-service.
So save answers to a BQA file?
Well, it's a BQA file. It does it automatically.
I know Kelly already asked this, but does this mean they have to take separate lessons for each class? Or
No.
can they just change rosters?
You can just change rosters.
Where?
So like I saved that, you could save it as lesson 2A1. And then you go to the next one and you save the next, you clear it out and you say, you open up the next roster and you save the next set of answers as 2, 3, 4, whatever period it is. So whatever lesson that is and whatever period it is. All right, now there's another way you can do these, and it works with PowerPoint. Say you already have a PowerPoint together, it's kind of got questions built in. You can come in here to lesson, you can go open. I had one called possessives that I used to use when we did possessive words. And you open it. Now, it'll open up Microsoft PowerPoint. But you will not use Microsoft PowerPoint for it. Now, what it does is it imports all the slides. Okay? What did it say? Those are the directions. All right, so what you've done is it comes in and it says they're all directions. Okay? I'm going to go now to your turn, and actually I'm not sure why some of this stuff, this is the slide that'll come up. And I'm going to paste what I had in there. Now in PowerPoint there are bullets, so you got to kind of get rid of your bullets. Okay, and then you can go in and you can put A period, you can put capital B parenthesis, you can put, you know, whatever, C space. It doesn't matter what it is. Come over here, type of directions. It is a multiple choice, A through C. My correct answer is obviously going to be C, so I do that. Now if you look, it's changed this from being a direction and now is telling you that it is going to be a question.
Why,
Okay?
why does it have to be on there, the choices?
Because it has to know. I mean,
Why can't you just put
you can, if I want to say that the card, what is on here doesn't show up on PowerPoint.
It doesn't.
So whatever you type in here doesn't change your PowerPoint slide.
So they're gonna be looking at the PowerPoint slide and answering.
Yes.
So you don't really have.
You don't have to have anything there. See, I don't have A, B, or C, but I know that it's the man's car, which is A. I'm going to change this to an A through C question. And I know that the correct answer is A. Okay, so I go on the next one. The mother of the boy. Okay, so you know it's the boy's mother. I know I'm going to have 3 choices. A through C, and my correct answer is C. No, because it's on my slide. If you look, they're on my slides. Now,
Wait, no, they were putting that.
Right.
Are they gonna see that?
Order tells.
I'll show you what it, they don't see this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done this in PowerPoint, you've changed your slide, or you've got the slides that you want the questions on. Here's what you're going to do. Now when you go to the remotes, it is going to do this. Now, shoot. Let's go. Hold on. Let me go back to, bring up your PowerPoint, make sure you're on the first slide. Make sure you're on your first slide of your PowerPoint. Now, when you go to remotes, it does this. Why is it? It's all right. Oh, I know why I did it. Hold on. I'll show you why I did it. I'll show you why it's going to the last one each time. This thing drives me nuts sometimes. It drives you nuts sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't like. I've got to do this several times to. See, it opened it up like 900 times for some reason. All right, here we go. back to, I know I did, because when I was on lessons, you got to be on number 1. I was on number 6, so you got to be on number 1 when you start your lesson. You go to remotes, and it should. Huh?
So if we want to do something with pictures and shapes, we have to do PowerPoint. We can't type it in.
I think you can put pictures and shapes on here. Like I said, Brian brought these to me one day and said, "Hey, why don't you look through these and play with it so you can teach a class?" So, why is my... Alright, we're just redo this lesson. Open. Elementary. Oh, here's what I know why I didn't brought up. But it brought up, no, the ones that say directions you don't have to change. Okay? So, I want to open a new lesson. It brings me up to my BQ lessons. I want the elementary and service PowerPoint because that's what I did. So, I'm going to say no to that. So, it's going to bring up my PowerPoint, and I've already made the changes. Okay? So, I'm starting off with slide 1. Start off, the first 3 are going to be directions. So we come up to the positives. Now, the good thing is, now with your remote, with the teacher remote, you can actually go through the slides with your teacher remote. Okay? Now you notice there's no numbers at the bottom of the page. These are directions. These are things that the kids can't answer on. Okay? So possessives, the best self-image unit. If you click on the little guy, I had a YouTube video that came up and they did possessives. Okay, so getting started, what did he say? Do the house of the man. And we took the man. We took it apostrophe S because he owns it in the house. Okay, so go to the girls. If it's plural. Yes, I know my apostrophe is backwards. It wouldn't let me put a real apostrophe in there because it was not connected. Okay, so now it's your turn. Now look what happened at the bottom of the screen. Now I've got the numbers. Now, you can go ahead and click your answer. So how would I do this? The house of the dog. How is that written correctly? A, B, or C? Okay, so now while you are within there, you can change your screen again to look at the graph, and you look at the graph. One person said A, 9 people. So you can say, all right, why do you think that one person, without singling people out, why do you think that person chose A? Without singling that person out and embarrassing them in front of their friends.
But then you can still look at the number.
And you can go back, yeah, I could go back
Can
now.
you go back at the end of your lesson?
At the end of my lesson, I can now go back to the Answers tab and find out that Brian Westfall answered A, and that Sarah Holstein answered C before we got there. That's why it's purple. Okay? Whatever. So we go back to remotes, and then we're still here. All right, so now we can go to, with your arrow button, you go to the next slide. The car of the man. Which was that written? How is that written? Which one's written correctly? You don't have to do this, Sarah. You can just push it. You're not. Gotcha.
Hey, does it go yellow if it's wrong?
No, it's if you change it. It goes yellow if you change it. All right, so I know that. All right, so we can go back, change screen on your remote, and 9 people said A, 1 person said B, 1 person said C. Why do you think that it should be A? Why do you think it should be B? Why do you think it should be C? Okay. The correct answer is what?
We weren't on that.
Oh, sorry. You can go, when you're in this screen, if you know obviously you know the correct answer, which was A. While you're on the change screen side, you can hit A on your remote, and it should highlight. It's supposed to highlight the A.
Go back.
Oh. So it highlights the column A. It should. highlight column A.
Oh, it is highlighted.
It's just behind that
Yeah, it's
little
behind your
box.
Oh, okay. So then you're saying, okay, that was the correct answer. What could be some reasons that somebody said B and C? Change screen. Last one. The mother of the boy. Mother's boy, the boy's mother, or the boy's mother. A, B, or C. Lock in your answers. Everybody answered. We change the screen, we look. Okay, everybody said C. The correct answer was C. So now, as you see it lined up, lit up at the bottom, that the correct answer was C.
See that before you order it on
So
I did not jump on your
just saying.
bandwagon.
you can
Did not.
go back. You can accept answers. You cannot accept answers. You can change the screen. Okay. Now I can go back and look. And I don't know why it didn't record 4 and 5, but there's still a lot of playing around to do with this. I've not had as much time as I've wanted to play around with it. But like I said, when I get it put on your computer, play around with it.
Or call you.
Or call me and drive me nuts. But, I mean, you can add question, first question, move question up. I'm not sure. Let's see. View, class, question. You can format the text. I don't know if you can put pictures in or not. But like I said, you can. There are lessons. I haven't played with this either. That's all right. I got people that don't listen. Anyways, there is a website out there. I haven't played with it. I haven't had the chance to play with it, but it's a Beyond Question server where you can pull lessons that other people have made, kind of like Mimeo Connect, and use them. Okay, and that's under the download content. Okay, like I said, you get stuck, I'm not around, or I don't feel like talking to you today for some reason because you've made me mad and don't think the world revolves around me. The user guide is on the software. So.
But seriously, is there any way that fourth grade could get it sooner, where we can
I will.
practice for the OAA?
Yeah, I will see if I can't get it. I can probably get it on today. I can come and get it on today. So. And the thing is, I mean, the only thing that would have to go between rooms is the box, the remotes, and that. The software, if it's on your computer, you can be making as many lessons as you want, and then when this comes available, or you've talked to Ed, or you've decided, or however Ed's going to work it out that you can use it, you come to me and you get it from me, then you can do it. All you got to do is plug in. And once you plug this in the first time, and you like unplug it and you use it a week later, you won't have to go through the hardware setup and everything. It remembers that it was there.
I do have a question. Can you sync this to like an iPad or some other type of tablet?
I don't know. That's what I don't know.
Yeah, I was just thinking because when you were saying if you needed to go back and change something, that we can do it.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. Yeah, I know. I don't know off the top of my head. These were the turning. If you heard him talking about the turning point clickers, they use in the high school and the middle school. Those are like $1,500 or $1,600 a set. These were $500 a set. So I'm not sure that they're going to have all the perks that the expensive ones have. But then again, like I said, with IEPs and everything that I've had to do in the last couple weeks, I haven't had time to really super play with it. I had enough time to learn how to do that stuff. I haven't had time to dig deeper into it yet.
So you said you do or do not know pictures?
I do or I do not know.
Okay.
I do or do not know. But I would say if you're going to use pictures and you know you can put pictures or videos or things in the PowerPoint, all you got to do is open PowerPoint and all the slides show up here. And then, like I said, you just got to change the slides that have questions. You just click on that slide and change the type of question it is.
And then how do you switch PowerPoint? I didn't know
Oh, sorry. It's real easy. Let's do a different one. Let's go ahead and open, and I'm going to go ahead and let's look at, I'm going to go up to my T drive. I'm going to go to my T drive, and I'm going to come over here, and we're going to use differentiating instruction using technology. I'm going to open it. I don't want to save what I've already done. And now it has taken the one PowerPoint and taken every slide and made it a direction slide. Now if I say, you know, if I want this slide, how do I do it? Let's see some things we can do on a smartboard. I want to make that a true-false question. I come here, and instead of it being directions, I scroll up to, let's say yes/no question. And my question that I'm going to ask is a yes question. And so now, we go back to number 1. I'm going to go to remotes. Now it brings my PowerPoint up. And I can use remote now, go through the slides, whatever audio I had in there, I go through, and now that I come to number 4, that I said was a question, it has now brought that up. And how do you do it? Do I know how to use a Mimeo? Yes or no? And you have people say yes, they all click, and it'll come up at the bottom. It's pretty easy. Like I said, if some of you guys have been working with PowerPoints already, that have PowerPoints already used on a daily basis or on a yearly basis, it's not that difficult to go in and, you know, add a question or two to it. Okay? So, supposedly, you know, some people say it's extremely hard, that work around here, but all right, you guys have any other questions? Because that kind of puts me done for the moment. Because you got time now, because you can't obviously work on these yet. You have time if you want to change some PowerPoints around and put some things in. But slots aren't numbered. They start 1, 2, 3, and then 11, and then none go in the third because I got all those out. So
10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
10 should be
over here.
The last one in the first room. Yeah, there are 30 remotes. They all have batteries in them. They all came with batteries in them. Okay. So.
What size battery do they take?
Double A's. Yep. They're just double A's. I just pulled these out. So
Thank you.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Where's your sign in?
You just go in order. Huh?
Where's your sign in? Did you do a sign
I didn't have a sign in.
No, you said that we do the.
Can I see the teacher?
Oh.
I just want to see what
Or,
it's
see how it's different then.
So accept answers, change screen. Check. I know, I'd like to get that stuff in our room so we can use it.
Well, so I'll try to get it.
About getting